Hello everyone, and welcome back for a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing this Vampire Air Elementalist of Kikubukudka for Week 6 of the Crawl Sudden Death Challenge. And when we left off, we had just come down to Lair 3, and there's an ice cave to be found somewhere. Which, given that we're a vampire with great cold resistance, should be achievable if we can find it. We might have to run away. It's not like every ice cave is going to be trivial to win, but we'll have a good shot at it at least. If it's the one with a bunch of yaks and wolves and not a bunch of cold damage threats, then our cold resistance isn't going to be a big improvement. But that would mean that we could use a lot of corpse rot and raise a bunch of zombies. So that would be okay too. Probably. I have all these scrolls of identify that I forgot about, apparently. Just refamiliarizing myself with the character here. This is a brand new day for me. My first bit of crawl in a little while. Not like, I played yesterday. It's not like I haven't played for a week or something. Just making sure I remember what this guy is all about. I have a ton of spells, right? Yeah, so many spells. Okay, great. Don't want to use any of them right now. Just shoot some sling bullets at him. Stones, jeez. Sling's OP, man. Look at all that damage for somebody with 0 training in slings and like just shooting rocks. What is over there? Stones and a dagger. Okay. Okay, so, I don't know. This stuff is all... I'm probably going to have to drink some blood in a sec, aren't I? I don't like being next to both of these guys at the moment, so I'm going to back off a bit. And here we go. I don't want to zap like this because I would hit my zombie, which would just possibly cause some problems that I'd rather avoid. I'll just eat this crocodile. That's silly. I should have bottled it, and then, or I should have drank a potion of blood. Should have drunk a potion of blood and then made a zombie out of the crocodile. We haven't heard any notifications about the ice cave, have we? We have. Just recently. It was very distant. Okay. So it was very distant from, like, this area. Got it. I find I can almost always triangulate on where these portals are before they close. So I don't typically have to use magic mapping or anything like that to find... what am I doing? I was trying to, like, get him to a double zap location, but I did it totally wrong. Confuse him. He's a snake. Snakes have terrible MR. There we go. Yeah. Oh. Wow. Good work, Mr. Black Mamba. Jeez. Okay, finally we got that guy down. Oh, I don't want to do that while standing next to a plant, I don't think. But it worked out all right. And now we got some zombies to roll with. Still very distant. Fine. Well, could go left, could go up, but there's a book up, so we'll go this way. Book of Beasts. Ooh. I don't think vampires are very good at summoning, but I don't think they're too bad either. Yeah, they're fine. Sort of summon like creatures of the night or something, right? In some vampire mythologies, they can they have control over wolves and like stuff like that. I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's just hit this guy. Yeah. We got some zombies up, and so that's. We can just feel a lot better about everything when we have zombies. any number of zombies. They're not like super strong. Okay, still very distant from here and here. So we're probably looking at the west side of the map, south or middle. I lost the iguana. There he is. Cool. Anyway, zombies aren't that strong, but, well, okay, Black Mamba zombies apparently are. But just having them available as distractions for the enemies, as extra damage, I mean, right now, they're sort of carrying me, actually, so maybe I should not be saying such nasty things about them. But even if they weren't doing quite so effectively, I would be very happy to have them. Whoa. I wish you would not wake up that Hydra, please? Why are you doing that? Well, okay, go for it, I guess. Jeez. Let's see. I can use rods here. I'm trying to think of the right way to use rods so that I don't end up attacking my zombies and also don't end up wasting turns. And I'm also keeping an open mind to the possibility of requesting some corpses for corpse rot. Zombies are probably not that good against a Hydra. Hydras get like a bunch of attacks, and that means that even, you know, compared to like a hill giant, which does a ton of damage to one thing, a Hydra does a moderate amount of damage to like 8 things. So even if it's swarmed by zombies, it can just absolutely tear them apart. I think I'm going to use the Rod of Destruction first. How do I do that? Help. A. Okay. Yeah, there go all my zombies. I could just fly away. I now am feeling uncomfortable about this. Let's switch to the lightning rod, because I thought the Rod of Destruction had better range than it does. But I'm going to receive some corpses now just to have something to work with. It costs a little piety, and I don't have a plan for using them effectively, but I'd just rather have them than not. Yeah, okay, our evocations training paid off there a lot, I think. We made a little noise, heard a bunch of snakes, or possibly spiders? I think they both make hissing noises. So let's go back to using this stuff. And let's bottle the iguana and raise the others as zombies. Iguanas are not that strong, I don't think. Not at this point in the game. And it's nice, you know, it would have been nice to have all of them as zombies, of course, but there was no particular need for it. So I thought I'd grab some blood for the old doggy bag. Aha, a white imp. We're close. I didn't see where he was. He just, like, sort of appeared on the screen and left, apparently, in between frames that were being sent to me. Wolves. They haven't seen me, but they're gonna see the Hydra or the zombies real soon. So I'm just gonna start the fight. Nice zap lineups, though. I'm not, like, complimenting myself on it. It just is there. But it's nice that it's there, I guess, is what I meant. Okay. Yeah. So we only have 1 pip of cold resist. It would be nice to be a little bit thirstier for this ice cave coming up, but it's not a big deal. think. An ice cave is not necessarily a whole bunch of cold damage threats. One of the common ice caves, as I mentioned a minute ago, is just like a bunch of yaks and wolves and polar bears and so on. And then at the end, there's like a frost giant, which is a cold-based threat, but it also like has a gigantic axe. So you have to have more than just cold resist to make it through there. I don't know why I raised that zombie. Like, it can't follow us into the ice cave, which means that we're gonna lose it pretty soon. Doesn't really matter though. You know, I could bottle it. Would have been the better choice, but that's not gonna make a big difference. I'll have plenty of sheep to bottle here. Zombies, get cracking, will ya? Magic darts, never mind. Okay, bottled up all these sheep corpses. Wand of Enslavement again. Well, since we're working on evocations, that's pretty good, I guess. But I've already got... Alright, so I want to use these scrolls of Identify now. I want to find out what all these potions are about. Some of them could be quite valuable. Like, are you kidding me? That one is pretty valuable, I would say. Wow. That's really good. I think that's the first time we've had a potion of experience on this channel, and it just, like, you drink it and you get a level up. So I'll go from level 77% of the way through level 12 to 77% of the way through level 13. And you get the associated skill points for that, too. I'm going to identify the rest of the potions just before I drink that, I guess. Invisibility. That's superb. And now let's drink this potion of experience. And we can pick where to put the points. Pick, put, point. What's a peas? I mean, just distributing them where we are distributing them seems fine. But also this is where you can take a chance to like invest into something that's not worth much at 1 skill point, but like is worth a fair bit at 5 skill points, for example. I don't think we have anything like that. You know, maybe if we had Blink memorized or something, I could put it all into translocations. But if we had Blink, honestly, I'd be training translocations already. So, so I think just like this is fine. Just out of curiosity, what happens if I put it all into evocations? It goes up pretty high. The same thing, I guess, would happen if I put it all into fighting. Yeah, it's all pretty good. Yeah, I'll just spread it out. This is fine. And there we go, 77% of the way through level 13. Great. So let's go to this ice cave. Might as well rest up so we have magic before we go in. And then our zombies can kill some more stuff. Cool. It is, it's yaks and wolves. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna start off with some corpses. 2 polar bears, 2 yaks. That ought to be fine. And I guess I'll stand here. This is fine. I was thinking of backing up so that this zombie behind me can get involved, but I'd rather the zombies save some health. My magic points are pretty easily renewable, but there's only so many. I mean, I don't know. The zombies are renewable too, thanks to Kiku, but there we go. So there are freezing clouds. I didn't leave any gloves on the ground, did I? No. So that's going to hurt us. It's going to hurt our zombies, but both of them not very much, I think, because we have cold resist and zombies are almost immune to cold, although not totally. Yeah, so this is like, when the zombies are up and going, they're quite effective against the threats in here. Okay, so that's We're in the cloud now. Not like, you know, the cloud where you store all your data, but freezing cloud. So I would like to not stand in this. And I could walk towards the enemies where the cloud, it's like going to take fewer steps to get out, I think. Actually, it's the same. I'm just going to back off. It's not doing a ton of damage. Oh, and this spot here has become safe. So the cloud does not last very long at all, which is nice. But I really want to fight my way out of this area so that, because like there's only certain designated areas where freezing clouds can appear, and apparently that was one of them. So I'd like to not be standing there for very long, if possible. How many corpses are on the ground? 0. I mean, with Kiku, we can... Alright, we're up to 3 pips. Which means we get our second book gift. Has Animate Dead, which I didn't really need. Sigutubi's Embrace, which I didn't really want. Excruciating Wounds, which I can't use. This is like the worst gift I could possibly have gotten, Kiku. And it's still fine. I'll be alright. I would have loved to get Death Channel, but we didn't. You know, we got Dispel Undead, we got Simulacrum. Those are the, like, some higher level spells that we... Actually, does, yeah, Dispel Undead doesn't come in the starter book, does it? I don't think so. I'm not even carrying it with me, so I can't easily check. Yes, I can. Look up the item, Book of Necromancy. No, it has Control Undead, not Dispel Undead. All right. Yeah, we're still seeing some lag here. But let's get out of this cloud. Come on, zombies. Come back here where it's safe. And we'll go... If there are... Yeah, there's 1 yak corpse here. Ugh. Wish there were more. Alright, well, we'll have to make do. And we'll probably just ask Kiku for more corpses when we see a new threat. Ooh, enchant armor, huh? Let's enchant up the hat, I guess? So I'm more likely to keep an item with magic resistance. Sure. Okay, I should be able to handle 1 wolf without help from Kiku. 2 wolves probably also should be alright. Although I will need some tactical readjustments here. I'm just sort of hoping that these guys let me make more zombies out of them, and then I can go a little bit further. Oops, excuse me. A little bit further along in the ice cave without needing to spend any piety. But it looks like that's not going to happen. An ice statue is pretty awkward, actually. How do they feel about fire? I know most statues are, like, very resistant to fire. But okay, ice statues are actually made of ice. Fine. So this looks like a good time for the Rod of Ignition. Yeah. Okay. And then we can just finish it off with a Rod of Destruction, right? Sure. Oh, crystal. Happened to roll crystal, which happened to roll fire. That's very convenient. So these rods are a real lifesaver. We should be using them more than I have been, because we can sort of like save piety by killing stuff with rods, but you know, the piety is not a big deal either. Crystal Ball of Energy. Well, I mean, I'll pick it up, but I don't see myself using it. It's a way to... A crystal ball of energy refuels your magic points. But it's rather dangerous to use if you're not prepared. So it's very... Whoops, I bottled it instead of zombieing it. What a... It's very useful if you're taking a character into like the ultra late game where you're just spamming high level spells to clear giant rooms full of monsters all the time. Because you sort of run out of sustain otherwise. Like, how do you get more magic points? But even then, you have to train a fair amount of evocations to use it, because in addition to like most depending on your amount of evocations training, it'll often just give you free magic points, like 10 or 20 whenever you use it, which is the ideal outcome. But you can roll badly and have it instead drain your magic points to 0, or confuse you, or God, whatever else. Let me use my lightning rod here, actually. Yeah, that's a pretty good lightning rod. Oh my gosh, get wrecked, guys. Okay. Yes, that was such a good labyrinth. Oh, those rods. So it can confuse you, it can drain your magic to 0. I think it can maybe drain your intelligence. I'm not really sure. And the more you train your evocations and the higher your current magic total is, the less likely that bad stuff is to happen. So if we used it right now, it would be pretty dangerous, and we don't really need it. We can just rest to get magic back. But later in the game, when you're just if you want to go into like the post end game, so to speak, of like clearing ziggurats, yeah, this is not the most effective way to do this stuff, but okay. Then you can't really rest in between enemies, because there's just like dozens of enemies all in the same room. Nice. Evocations is awesome. That's my favorite ranged option. You want most characters to have some kind of ranged option. And, if you're a conjurer, there's your ranged option, right? You throw spells at bad guys until they die. If you're a hunter, your ranged option is your bow or whatever. But if you're a melee dude, or even if you're like a necromancer who kind of you can treat like a melee dude with the ability to make zombies, if that's one way to play them. You don't have to have, but it's nice to have a ranged option. And my favorite is evocations. You can throw things, you can use slings if you're a maniac. For a kobold, I might use crossbows, maybe. I've done that in the past. They're pretty good. But evocations there's so many good evocable items, and the rods are like so strong. Yes, zap the polar bear. He resisted. Alright, let's just use the lightning rod here. I don't like wasting a charge on it, but that's life. Anyway, there's just so many good rods, and we found 3 of them. I didn't find the Rod of Clouds, which is my favorite. I have fire resistance. I'm gonna use the Rod of Ignition here. Like, let's just empty all the rods. Is this dumb? Maybe, but it's fine. I can just run away. Boom! Get exploded! Didn't kill the yak, apparently. Oh no, this is a new yak. Alright, well, let's make some zombies here. And I think that's enough setting myself on fire for the moment. Let's go back to the sling. Yeah, alright. So I could rest here to let my rods recharge. But then the zombies would probably fall apart. So I'm going to try to push onwards here. if I get close to the end of the ice cave where I do expect to find a frost giant, I'm going to back off to let the rods recharge, because I think they're more valuable than the zombies. And I think with corpse rot, we oughta... With corpse rot and like all those great rods, I think we'll have a pretty decent chance against the frost giant. I've been wrong about that before and had just a terrible time against the frost giant at the end of this ice cave. So I don't want to oversell myself. Why all these miscasts? I'm getting out of here. Yeah, I don't want a berserk polar bear chasing me down. I think if I hadn't been miscasting, this would have been just fine. Is he faster than me? Looks like he might be. But he's not berserk anymore. Okay, I'm just going to leave bat form in a second after I get some distance. And wield, I don't know, Rod of Destruction. Cool. Let's drink 1 potion of blood here so I can heal up. And look, all my rods are recharging too, which is nice. Okay, cool. Now we can get back into the fight. So that's, I mean, I know I've said it a lot of times, but I am just really happy with these rods. They're doing so much for us this game. Oh, that's right. The Yaks can't swim. I was thinking they were like polar bears and cross the water to get at me, but instead they're running away. And without the rods, I think I would not be able to kill the frost giant at the end. But with them, I think I will be able to. Which is fine. Like you can leave the ice cave early. There's nothing forcing you to stay here. There's usually even an extra exit provided near where things start getting real dangerous, so that if you've felt uncomfortable with the early half of the ice cave or whatever other timed portal, you can back out. And sometimes you really ought to do that. Sometimes I just walk into a portal and like leave immediately because I see the stuff there and I'm like, I can't kill this and it might kill me, so let's go. Here, we've been able to do fine with the polar bears and yaks and so on. Had a problem briefly, but nothing we couldn't deal with by just running away. Yeah, there's a lot of these polar bears and so on. Let's just get out the lightning rod. That ought to be fine once this zombie dies. Yeah, so we'll shoot like this. And then just include that guy in it here. Yeah, there they all go. I love lightning rods so much. If I could just have the Rod of Clouds as well, I'd be thrilled. Okay, so here's like the last, I think, treasure area before we get to the frost giant and his retinue. I think. There might be another. But it certainly is the time where we should be thinking about whether we can safely continue here. Yeah, here's death yaks and polar bears. Okay. So I turned into bat form so that I wouldn't be slowed down by the water that we're slogging through here. And now I'm evaluating whether I should like run north across this deep water pool, which I think this is like a shortcut. But polar bears can swim, so these monsters would still, some of them, be a threat. And there's probably stuff on the other side as well. I don't remember. So I'm just going to back off. Let the zombies run flak for a little while. And get the lightning rod back out. Lightning rod? Let's start with the Rod of Destruction, I guess. I'm just waiting here for the zombies to die, because I'm sure it will die. But it's doing some damage in the meantime. Alright. So now we want to aim at the Death Yaks and the Polar Bears. Sure. So that did a reasonable amount of damage. That's doing great damage, and now the lightning rod is recharged. So let's switch to that. Yeah. Feels so strong this run. Just from having a lightning rod, really. Okay, so we woke up some stuff, and our rods are empty. But we have a zombie army now. I should have switched to bad form first before I walked out into all this water. There we go. Now he's alone fighting a bunch of zombies. And, oh, there's another polar bear. Oh, and they're all dead. Great work, guys. Didn't think you had it in you. I guess I should have more faith in Death Yak zombies. Wolf corpse. He froze to death, I guess. So we'll animate him now, I suppose. Wait for this cloud to dissipate. A polar bear. And this is an awkward place to be because there is the danger of, yeah, ice clouds. The polar bear's almost dead, though. That's good. Oh, there's more polar bears. Oh, no. Where did they come from? I think I'm going to run left here. Yeah, because now that polar bear is dead, and I can get out of the cold. Let's drink some blood here so we're healing up at least a little. And there goes a polar bear again. There go all the polar bears. Okay, that went fine. But getting caught by surprise was not so great. I'm gonna go check out what is on the other side of that that pond. I'm curious if I can like skip the frost giant part of this cave and just get to the treasure, which I would happily do. But, you know, at least scout it out. All right, so there's a wand here. That's cool. Wand of Draining is valuable. This is exactly where we were about to be next. But the cave also, or the pond also comes out this way, right? Where does this go? There's a polar bear in here. But he didn't see me. All right, so it looks like it's not going to let us out over here, which is where the end is, I think. Yeah. Okay, guys, would you attack that? But we can skip the freezing clouds, for example, at least, which is nice. I'm just gonna get out like the Rod of Destruction for this guy. Empty it into him, why not? There's another polar bear, go get him. I don't know if I should have left bad form there. That was probably a bad plan. Okay, got him. Now there's a yak, but he's on the other side of all this deep water. Would you guys just follow me? Forget about the yak. Actually, I want to go that way, don't I? And I have polar bear zombies. They can swim. Let's go. I take it back, guys. Let's kill this yak. Actually kill the polar bear. So there's still a lot of monsters left, apparently, even before we get to the end vault, I guess. Yeah, these zaps are not very effective against this guy. Killing everything with spells, man. I mean, it's getting better. We can take out crowds with a rod. But we're still not exactly going fast. Okay, everyone kill the polar bear. There's a lot of stuff there. I guess we're pulling it all one at a time, which is good. It's better than having it all sort of descend upon us when we walk in here. Which looks to me like it's just this giant opening, right? Yeah, there's a frost giant right next to me. That is the worst place for a frost giant to be. And I was hoping to rest a bit before the frost giant found me, but that's not going to happen apparently. So I need a plan. And I think that making some corpses rot is a good start to the plan. You know what's an even better start to the plan? Haste. I am hasting myself immediately. Yes, me. And he's shooting all these bolts of cold, which is not something I want him to do. But let's ask for some corpses here, see where they end up. Nowhere very good. I guess we can pull them back this way. Okay. What do we do now? More corpses? That would be a lot of rot to drag him through. I think we'll try it. Okay, there they all are. There's just corpses everywhere. I'm going to back up like this. Wield a rod. Oh, I'm already wielding the Rod of Destruction. Can I reach him? No, I stepped out of range. Let's switch the Rod of Ignition then. And zap him until he walks into... Here we go. Now, Rot. Now, Lightning Rod. Alright, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. We got him. Alright, so, you know, we overdid it a little with the corpses. But that's fine. I don't mind one bit. Ring of Ice. Don't see myself needing that, but I'll carry it, I guess. And he normally has like a small army of polar bears and stuff here, but it looks like we managed to pull everything one at a time. Book of Ice, of course, Simulacrum, the one necromancy spell we already have. Couldn't get a Book of Frost, had to be a Book of Ice. Metabolic and Glaciation could be alright, I guess. We've learned some hexes. Ugh. Fine. Protection from cold, again, not going to be very useful. Given the being a vampire thing. Okay, so did we get everywhere? Yeah. Auto Explorer would just take me back to pick up some stones. So, holy smokes, that was a long ice cave. Everything is just long, long, long on this character. I'm going to rest here. Try on this new scale mail, although 1424, 1320. Yeah, I don't want that at all. Let's just drop it, in fact. I mean, I'll take it out, I guess. So, I don't have any identification. Putting on this leather armor, like, it could be contaminated or something. And I have good ring mail, but I guess I'll wear it anyway. It's fine. That's, like, better, I think. 9 and 27. So it's similar amounts of armor plus evasion. But we get the same fire resistance, but our strength goes up and our spell fail goes down because we're wearing lighter armor. And we can cast Azakubus if we ever find it. Which we, yeah, I'm not refrigeration, but Azakuba's armor. That's what it's called, right? Azakuba's armor? I always just abbreviate it. Yeah. Okay. Well, the stuff we found here was okay, not great, but we got some experience. Let's identify these scrolls. Brand weapon. Brand weapon. Let's try the Great Sling. Evasion. I think that's the only thing it could possibly have been. No, you can have slings of flaming, I think. I don't know. I don't use slings a lot. Forget a spell. Oh, I should have used Tukima on the Frost Giant. That would have been clever. But I had a plan that was going to work, so. I think I will keep all these spells, thank you. Okay. So that's going to do it for this video. Like everything, it's been slow going, but we got time, and I want those 10 points. So we are just going to soldier on through it all the way up until the next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.